All right, it's time to talk with our featured guest, returning guest, Dr. Kathryn Alderman. Kathryn, how's it going?
Amazing. It's going really well. Thank you. And so glad to be here. It's always good to catch up with you and just talk more.
Yeah, definitely. We're excited to have you here, and we're going to be discussing AI, artificial intelligence, but how Kathryn's utilizing it in her practice in practical ways. So walk us through that if you can.
So there are two different ways. So there are ways we want to use AI for, and there are actually ways we can use AI for right now. And when we talk about use of AI is here is not to replace our team members. It's not here to replace us. AI is here to support us and supplement and to help us to get the things done. So we can talk about different applications. I like to talk about clinical application, administrative application, and business development applications. Which one would you prefer first, Michael?
Yeah, let's dive into it. Right now, if you can let us know what you're currently using for, what made you use it? Did it spawn from the administrative side? Did it spawn from the clinical side? Like, where did you first start off and why?
Oh, that's a great question. That's a great question. So I've been managing multi-location dental group and multi-teams for years. So the biggest problems that we all have is HR and a labor shortage. We never have enough people. And the moment you have enough people and everybody's trained, somebody gets pregnant or somebody moves, and here you are short again. So my biggest problem as a practice owner, as a founder, is really labor problem. So what happened to be is that I ended up to be in an MIT school, and MIT school, we developed products, AI products for healthcare. So during that MIT school, I knew that my future will be to develop AI products to help to solve common problems in healthcare. And the biggest common problem they all have is a labor. So when I do create AI products, it's really all about how can I solve the labor problem? What can I do? And again, I'm not going to be replacing humans. That's not the key here. But I am creating AI products to help to support the teams and to have that an extension of a human team. And this extension is highly trained, highly knowledgeable. It works 24/7, doesn't require any benefits or time off, and it can speak any language in the world. So it's a pretty cool extension to add to our teams.
Wow. Okay. So then walk us through this then, if you can. How has AI transformed a specific process in your practice, such as scheduling or diagnostics?
Number one, everything is changing. And our patients have a different expectations on how they interact with our practices. Number one, they want us to be reachable. They reach to us via messenger, via texting, emailing, calls. So different patients have a different ways they want to communicate with us. But the goal, every patient wants us to be responsive to their needs. And outside of clinical care, they want us to be responsive to their questions or concerns they may have. So AI really solves that problem. AI allows to be responsive to our patients 24/7. And again, in any language, because most of us, we see all cultures. We see many patients that don't speak English well. So being responsive to our patients and being able to get back to them 24/7 without any delays, not even a 1-minute delay in any language, it's a pretty exciting thing for our patients. And it does take a pressure off our team as well. So if our team cannot answer phone calls by third ring anymore, or they cannot get back to patient inquiries, it's okay. They don't have to, because AI can do that for them.
Okay, I like that. So then break it down for me, Kathryn. What are you utilizing right now in your practice, and what challenges did you face implementing these AI tools, and how'd you overcome them?
And we talk about challenges first, because I can always talk about the exciting things and what I'm creating, but there is a challenge. And I know that challenge will be the same for every single dental practice out there. And the challenge is acceptance of new technology. As a founder, as a business practice owner, as a developer, I am excited about AI technology, but my team is not. So bringing the AI technology to our practice has its challenges. And why? Number one, our teams are afraid that will replace their jobs. They're afraid. They don't understand the AI. They don't understand that it's here to support them and not to replace them. And number two challenge is that our team's already so overworked, sometimes overstimulated, that thinking about adding something new and learning something new can be intimidating and challenging. So how do we overcome that? Number one, to start small. It's important to understand that we all will be AI driven. Every single practice, every single business, every single person will be affected by AI. AI is here. It's not going to go anywhere. So it is important to incorporate AI, and if practices start now, it will help them to get adjusted. But how to do it? I would recommend do one thing at a time and really explaining the team how it will benefit them, showing them that it will benefit you. It's not will add more tasks to your list, and instead it will actually support you, help you, and it's definitely not here to replace your job. So that's the biggest challenge that I see, not just in a dental. I see it in a healthcare. I see it in other businesses. I see acceptance of AI is not easy. So that's one thing. Talking about the product, how do I make it easy? My products, when I create products, I don't want the team to be trained on that. There should be zero training, because the teams don't want to really add more to their tasks. So really, when AI is implemented or when AI product is chosen, there should be absolutely minimal to none training, because AI is here to support, not to add more. So AI should feel like magic to our team. It just is magical assistant that is here to support them, but it's really not requiring any training, and it's not requiring any additional time or effort.
I like that. Okay. So then, in your practice, what did you start implementing that we can copy or imitate?
Number one, we all know about X-ray reading technology, AI, such as Pearl or Overjet. We have several companies now that offer AI-driven diagnostic tools. I would say that's the number one, and here's why. We all, as a dentist and a hygienist, get tired. And AI just doesn't get tired. So AI allows us to make a better diagnosis. Again, we cannot rely on AI, but AI is there to support us and help us to see the decay or to see gum disease, to see the bone loss on the days when we're tired or not feeling well. Or maybe we have 6 hygiene checks that we have to do and no other doctor in the office to help us. AI creates consistency for seasoned doctors and seasoned hygienists, but it also helps new dentists and new hygienists to get that consistency. So I would say implementing AI for diagnosis, and again, for helping to diagnose. AI should not be used as a diagnostic tool. I want to keep saying it. We should not use AI as a diagnostic tool. It's only to help us and support us in diagnosis. So that's number one in a clinical care. I would recommend that to every practice and seasoned practice, or for the new providers, new hygienists, because it does allow higher standard of care and a higher standard of clinical care.
Okay. So then the AI such as Pearl or Overjet, when they're doing diagnostics, right? It's to support. So that's one thing. You're currently using any of that in your practice?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All the practices that I become a partner in. And again, before I would kind of give a choice, and really I was flexible if doctors wanted to use it or not. At this point moving forward, that will be one of the clinical operations and standards to implement AI. That just will be a clinical standard that, hey, if you become a strategic partner, I want to make sure you're using AI in a clinical care.
Okay, got you. And you train them throughout that process?
The beauty of incorporating AI technology is there shouldn't be that much training. When you implement an AI in a clinical care, it's a self-explanatory. The most important trainings that we do have to give when we do add AI in a clinical care is that, again, we cannot rely on AI. AI is not there, especially in diagnosis. We still have to understand that it's a supporting tool. We cannot take it as a definitive diagnosis. But really, when you do incorporate it in your office, as long as the team understands that it's not here to replace the clinical diagnosis, the process of learning how to use AI is really easy. It's intuitive. That's how easy it is.
Gotcha. Okay. So then what practical AI tools do you recommend for other practice owners besides Pearl for diagnosing, right? For any other thing, administrative tasks or anything like that? Like which AI tools have given you the best ROI and why?
So let's go through that. That's a lot to it because I can use AI for anything you can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
So because I know learning platforms and I know different platforms, the possibilities are unlimited. Today, I would like to keep it simple because if dentists watching us, all administrative teams are watching us, I want to make sure I don't overload them with the information. Number one, let's go through platforms, our favorite platforms, because everybody knows ChatGPT. And I will show you what's great about ChatGPT, but it's not the only platforms that we can use. And then I will show you how I use these platforms for marketing, administration tasks, for analytical tasks, business analysis, and also for onboarding team members. You can actually explore ChatGPT. This is where a lot of people don't know what it is, but you can actually go through extensions of ChatGPT and have a lot more help. It's almost like a professional help. You can do anything: book writing, pictures making, data analysis, Excel analysis. Possibilities are unlimited. Every day, ChatGPT is coming up with extensions that allow better processing. You can look at here, top picks, you can look at writing, you can look at productivity, you can look at research and analysis, you can look programming, education, on and on and on. It's just unlimited. Lifestyle. ChatGPT is great on that. So what's going to happen? ChatGPT is going to replace Google. I personally don't use Google ever. I haven't used Google since ChatGPT came out, and I never will. Google is a yesterday's day. So this is a new way people are going to be searching for things and finding things. But beyond using it as a search, anything that you can think of, you can go to ChatGPT using extensions and use it for your work. Let's go back and show you how to use a ChatGPT. For example, I have a new person in dentistry, and I need you to understand how to restore dental implant and how it's submitted to dental insurance. I just put down a prompt, explain steps for dental implant placement and restoration with a crown, and outlines the ADA codes. And it gives me exactly ADA codes. It gives me step-by-step that my new person needs during onboarding to understand why am I placing an implant and what is it, how to restore that implant and what codes need to go on insurance. And it includes everything because remember, I'm onboarding this person. She's new to dentistry, so she needs more explanation. Michael, I'm not going to sit there and explain it to a person. I would cry if I had to do it. I would literally cry if I had to sit there and onboard a new person to dentistry and explain why I have to do an implant and use the codes. I physically don't want to do it. AI can do that for me. And this new person feels better getting this information because it's very easily, very well explained. There is everything here, plus there is a picture. There is a picture attached as well. So that's onboarding. Let's say that I need this person to understand what's an Invisalign because I don't want her to tell patients that, hey, for Invisalign, I will work with your dental insurance. I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that my new person knows that Invisalign is a treatment. It's a special treatment that I want patients to pay out of pocket. So here I am. I said, propose a payment discussion script for Invisalign that includes payment options, including applying potential insurance benefits. And then what I did, I said, hey, actually create a payment discussion. I want this new person to go through his payment options. Then I said, okay, I need more for this person. Let me go down here. create a training manual presenting Invisalign with confidence as a dental treatment coordinator. And guess what? This is really wonderful because now ChatGTP created understanding Invisalign, key points to communicate to patients, presenting the financial aspect, simple script, Invisalign payment options, addressing common dental concerns, and role playing and practicing confidence. Before, it would have taken me hours to do that, hours, but it took me less than 45 seconds to get this done.
Interesting. So just for our listeners, if you go in the show notes below, we're sharing screen and Kathryn's showing us her ChatGPT results for this. And this is interesting, Kathryn. So with this, I guess this is for onboarding administrative tasks type of deal, right?
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
But let me show you more for marketing as well. I want to show you that I thought, while I'm training this person, I need to make some social posts. I just need to make some Facebook, Instagram posts. So I said, create me 3 posts promoting Invisalign. While I'm here, why not to create some social posts as well? I'm training my new person. Let me come back. I'm doing this marketing campaign to bring more Invisalign patients. So I have to train my people up front to be very confident. And then I have to maybe make more posts for social platforms. So ChatGTP allows me that. It allows me to create posts, to create a marketing campaign, and also to help me to create training materials for my new person to make sure that my conversions with my marketing and those phone calls for Invisalign are high. So really, again, that's a post that I created. Now let's jump on what else ChatGPT can do. It's not just about creating materials, and a lot of people don't know it. But let's do this. Can you see the screen, Michael?
Yeah, we can see the screen.
This is my favorite thing to do. I use ChatGPT for analytics. And again, in a ChatGPT, you can go to extensions and you can actually go to explore GTPs. You can go through special ones, data analyst. You can do that. Or you can just use ChatGPT the way it is. And look what I'm doing. I am looking at Aetna right now, and I'm trying to decide if one of my doctors should go into network or they should not. Aetna sends me fees and says, hey, this is a fee that we can offer it to you. And I'm thinking, okay, let me compare it quickly. Let me analyze this quickly. So let's see what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy. I have my fees. I'm going to go to ChatGPT and I'm going to paste it. And then I will say, compare to WOS fees. And then I'll just go back and I will compare to Aetna fees that insurance was giving me. And again, I just want to show you how fast will it be. You don't have to make it look pretty. You don't have to think twice. AI is beautiful because AI doesn't care about how you do it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, it seems like you're comparing dental fee schedules, including normal fee, NFD amounts, linked dental plan discounts, and PPO fees for various dental procedures. Here's a breakdown of the services you listed. So it's giving you the procedure codes, procedure description, NFD fees, and then the plan discounts. Interesting. Okay, so then once this populates and is completed, what do you do with the information or the data?
Number one, I can see, should I be becoming a provider for Aetna? I will say, make a conclusion about NFD fees compared to Aetna fees. Let's see. And again, that's a lot of information for human eye to process, especially when we bombard it.
So
see, it gives me an information.
It says several clear patterns emerge between both fees. Significant discounts with Aetna PPO, routine exams and x-rays are heavily discounted. Restorative and endodontic treatments show large price gaps. Wow. Scaling and prophylaxis also show meaningful savings.
What should I own? Should I become PPO provider for Aetna? Watch this is really cool. And I will say, we work with a lot of startups. Provider for Aetna and a new dental office. Let's see what it says. Because remember, what I want to show you and everybody here is that you can use it for analytics. That's analysis. You use it for analysis. You don't use it just for content creation or creating new manuals or writing letters. You can use it for analyzing everything. Look at this. This is amazing what it does.
It gives you pros, the increased patient base, high patient volume, enhanced visibility, patient retention. Then it gives you cons, right?
Yep.
Lower reimbursements, profit margins, administrative burden, Then it gives you recommendations, analyze financials, start with the select PPO plans, and then focus on patient acquisition and marketing. By weighing the benefits of increased patient flow against the financial and administrative challenges, you can make a well-informed decision about becoming an PPO provider.
You can also do is, okay, you can say, okay, a lot of startups don't have a lot of money. Let's just go through marketing. I don't have lots of money for marketing. What should I do to promote my new dental office and get new patients? Do you see how you can just continually use it as your assistant?
Mm-hmm.
You can use it analysis. You can use it for basically like your personal consultant, marketing. You can help you with onboarding. Its possibilities unlimited. You can stay here and basically think of anything that you need help with, and it gives it back to you. So we ask, what can I do? Cost-effective strategies. And number one, it says, optimize Google My Business, leverage social media, and offer promotion and special deals. I really want to focus on optimizing your Google My Business because Google really will prioritize Google My Business profile before they will prioritize your website or anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I just want to stay here and use a ChatGPT to say, for Google My Business, can you please help me to create descriptions of services I offer? You just want to tell ChatGPT what are you going to do next.
And then it gives you the things, right? Like Invisalign, dental implants, teeth whitening, family dentistry, root canals, crown and bridges.
You want to optimize it, for search engine optimization. You still want to optimize your GMB, Google My Business profile. I would say add it by adding a word, dentist near me.
Oh, okay. So edit by adding a word, dentist near me. And then the descriptions are going to start now saying, looking for a dentist near me.
Isn't that magic? You can just sit here all day and just rely on it. It's magic. I just wanted you to show you that ChatGPT can be used for onboarding, teaching. It can be used to create a content, not just for blogs and social posts. You can use it for creating your manuals and operations, your training materials, creating service descriptions on Google My Business. It's unlimited. If you can think of it, ChatGPT can do that for you. And also it can help you to analyze numbers. It can be a strategist and you consultant. Truly, if you use a ChatGPT correctly, you don't need a consultant often. So that's ChatGPT. What are my favorite other platforms? What are competitors to ChatGPT and how can we benefit from them? Let's go to my favorite one, Cloudy. That's genius. Cloudy.
Claude, right?
Let's say you see something and you say, I want to create the same type of ad. You literally can upload the picture here and you can upload anything you want. You can upload a PDF document here and say, read this PDF document, give me highlights and give me recommendations on what I should do. This is how smart this platform is. So I use this a lot for PDF documents and for processing pictures. For example, I'm an MBA school. Sometimes I don't know the answer. I can upload my picture here and it gives me the answer right away. But anyway, or I can upload a PDF document here and I will say, I don't understand this content. Help me to understand. You can do that in ChatGPT as well. I just like this little better for uploading pictures and PDFs. For example, as a dentist, you just may get a document from somebody that is in a PDF format and it's not our normal language and we need to understand what it means. That's a great platform. Let's say we also are doing social posts. We don't like making social posts. We don't like being on the social platforms as a dentist and making those content. Meta AI is driven by Facebook and Instagram. And I believe you can find it on a WhatsApp. You can find it under Facebook and Instagram. I would say this is my new Google search for everything and everything. You can, for example, yesterday I needed to know who was playing a football night football. And I asked who is playing and give me scores on them and give me history on two teams. In less than 60 seconds, you will get every score, highlights of our team members, and everything you need to know. And it will give you links to research. In dentistry, I will say today is a National Smile Day. Make me post. Sometimes it's just too much to use ChatGPT. And ChatGPT is a little older, so sometimes how ChatGPT talks, it's a very AI-ish. I don't want to use ChatGPT because everybody can tell I'm using AI. Meta for social posting or for answering my own commonly asked questions is fabulous. So this is a preferred platform to make content that we can add to the social platforms. It can also benefit us personally by basically asking anything we want to ask. That's a really smart, well-developed AI platform. This is Gemini. This is actually by Google, the AI platform. I have to say Google is a little behind, but you still can use it to your advantage, and still there are benefits to that. But this is what I want to show you. This is kind of a sidetrack, but yeah, I want to show you that, let's say, dentist near me who are best. You can use it for research. Again, will pull up information from Google. Again, you don't have to use Google. You can use Gemini AI. I want to show you, it will pull up an information based on a Google Maps, but the most important Gemini is used for is really for replacing a Google, basically. You don't want to go to Google, just come here and use Gemini. I don't want to use Google. I just want the straightforward, quick answers, and this is what it's doing. So this is, again, Gemini, Meta AI, Cloudy, and ChatGPT. That would be the main AI platforms. There are more platforms. There is so many more, but this is the main ones I use. And let's go through the last example of administrative. Let's say I want to analyze this information. Let's say this is a financial statement for one of the practices, and I want to analyze all of this information. This is basically straight from QuickBooks. You literally can go to ChatGPT and say, analyze this data. Again, now we're analyzing financials, we're analyzing production, we're analyzing payroll, we're analyzing revenue, we're analyzing expenses, we're analyzing a lot of stuff, and it's all going to happen for us in less than 60 seconds. And then after it analyzes it, I will ask, I want 15% growth. Analyze areas I can improve based on data I shared. Are you following this? What do you think so far?
Yeah. If you go to the top, it's analyzing everything, right? Like the revenue, the expenses, lab fees, the net cash flow, the overhead, cost control, right? All these things. So now, once you get all this information in, everything it's analyzed, you're asking, you want it to grow. Kind of like a consultant.
And again, it gave me recommendation, but it gave me kind of a general recommendation. It gave me keywords, it gave me overhead analysis, productivity metrics, debt service, net cash flow, dentist compensation. It gave me expenses overview and revenue overview as well. And then at the end, when I said, okay, now give me strategies to have a 15% growth based on the data provided, this is one dentist office. So you want to grow 15% during recession. That's pretty impressive that I can ask AI and it says, okay, if you want to grow by 15% based on the data that you uploaded from a QuickBooks, this is what you need to do.
It even gives you the target, the exact target you have to hit and everything.
It's crazy. And again, I'm not going to do each one of them. That's overkill. I'm going to die if I have to do each one of them. And again, AI doesn't know. There are some areas here that are already at the optimal condition. I don't need to worry about it. But again, I can look at it and say, okay, I can totally see what I can do better. It says, hey, add Invisalign, start doing implants and offer more cosmetic services. And for example, this specific office is not doing Invisalign. So now I can use a ChatGPT to create an Invisalign campaign, training campaign for Invisalign to train my team for high conversions. I can also create marketing materials and informational materials for patients about Invisalign. Now I can use ChatGPT to create all of this content for patients and team members so I can sell more Invisalign.
Yeah.
This is so, again, it's magic.
I like this because, like you said, some parts you're like, okay, this is a condition, follow-up systems. You can say it's already at its optimal peak. I can't do more in that scenario. But instead of giving that excuse, you looked through this whole part where you said, I want to grow 15%. Give me find the cracks between where I can make it better. And you pick. You're like, oh man, you know what? Invisalign, I'm not doing that.
Me too.
And then start hyper-focusing and on that?
You know, I love the word hyper-focusing. That's going to be my favorite word. But Michael, I have been a consultant for years now. I will tell you with certainty, there is no way I can do that for any of my clients in 60 seconds. There is no way. I never will. I won't even be able to do it in few hours to create visible strategic outlook, how my clients can grow by 15%. I couldn't even do it unless you give me like 3 hours to work on that. Because I would have to analyze, I would have to type it up, and I would have to really think about it. And again, I can give strategies, but this level, this detail, and how well it's written out, really, we cannot compete with the AI. AI just superior in that ability.
Have you seen specific improvements in production, patient retention, or cost savings since integrating AI?
Absolutely. I see more new patients. I see much more effective marketing campaigns. I see a lot more training that is done faster and more effectively. So yes, the answer is yes, yes, yes.
I feel like this is powerful, right? And if you did it as a practice owner or the provider, dentist, it'd be powerful. But if we got our whole team engaged, I would assume even way more powerful. So how did you get your team on board with using AI, and what training? Did they even need training?
They do need training on ChatGPT. Everybody needs training. They do need help to understand. So maybe it's, I would say, an introduction. How about that? A positive an introduction. We should never just bring things and tell our team, use it. We should always use a change management model when we introduce something as a positive benefit to our team, that they will feel more supported and they will feel like they have more help and their life is going to improve and their problem will be solved. So if the team doesn't have a problem and we bring in a new technology, the team is not going to accept. We have to introduce something to our team as it's a problem solving. If the team doesn't perceive that they have a problem, either they don't understand the KPIs, they don't have a clarity on what is expected and what is healthy, or maybe there is not a problem. Do you see? So really can only bring AI as a solution if there is a problem and our teams can relate to that problem. But again, some teams may not understand that they have a problem. They may think, why do you need an AI? Everything has been going great for the last 70 years.
Yeah.
They just don't know there is a problem. They've been doing the same thing, same way for the last 70 years.
No, yeah, that's true. So then what key performance indicators or KPIs do you use to measure the success of AI in your practice?
Well, number 2 KPIs, number 1, phone call conversion. You always want to make sure that we have patients scheduled and the patients don't hang up. So that phone call conversion and scheduling appointments is number 1. If we use an AI for the phone calls and use an AI for communication via chatbots, we want to make sure that we see new patients scheduled 24/7. We want to see that our online scheduling is getting booked when we come back after the weekend or we come back after the long holiday. We have patients that scheduled regardless if we were in the office or not. And the same if our team is not available during the day. That conversion of prospective patients and scheduling, that's really the best KPI right now.
Gotcha. Okay. And so for our listener listening in right now, and they're thinking, okay, you know what? I'm going to start doing this. What are the first steps to take when considering AI for a practice?
Well, number 1, there are not many official AIs right now. So number 1, to consider using AI in a clinical care, which is for helping us to diagnose. That would be number 1. And number 2, to start looking at AI chatbots, because really, as I said before, our patients change expectations. They want to make sure we are reachable, that we communicate back. So the best way to do that is to put AI chatbots and to offer online scheduling. That is must. That is going to be soon standard, what patients expect. So we should have an online scheduling, updated and ready to go. And we should have AI chatbots, which is driven by AI agents. So that would be number 1, clinical AI. Number 2, online scheduling. and AI chatbots added in different places so patients can reach us and communicate with us. That just becoming like a golden standard and meets the expectations of our patients. And then after that, we can obviously use ChatGPT for paperwork creation, training, onboarding. But that is just get it on a ChatGPT and start doing it. We don't have to go and pay money for that or just a low monthly fee for using ChatGPT professional version. That's would be my recommendation. So don't make it too complicated. Clinical diagnosis and really online chatbots.
I like that. So then we're implementing AI. We're starting to utilize Chat GPT, right? And then from this point on, can you forecast, or maybe you can speak from experience, right? Besides like trying to convince or trying to tell our team members, hey, don't worry, it's not going to replace you. Let's just say they understand. I understand it's not going to replace me. What are some challenges you face with the staff adapting to AI, and how did you solve them?
That's a really great question. We actually see it in a healthcare, we see it in a dentistry, we see it everywhere. Dental teams and healthcare teams are afraid that it will replace them. So number one, we have to help everybody to understand that AI is not here to replace us. AI is here to support us. And again, we always have to focus on a problem solving and showing our team how we can solve a problem for them. But again, as I mentioned before, team has to be aware that there is a problem. If they're not aware there is a problem, they may not want to switch or change or adjust to that. So the challenge is really have that buy-in from the teams that AI will be used and utilized in their office. But again, the only way to get buy-in is to show how it will solve a problem.
And that's what you were doing, right? You were showing them like, hey, what was the problem specifically that you were having?
Number one, answering phone calls. It's impossible to answer phone calls. And number two, when a phone calls are answered, and if I have somebody that is not fully trained or has not been in dentistry for a long time or doesn't know the office well, there is a lot of things that can go wrong over that phone call. There is a lot of things. So if AI is answering that phone call, or if AI is answering over the chat, I know what AI will say 100%. I know AI is consistent and predictable. So the problem solving in that AI is more consistent, highly trained right away. We don't need to wait for AI to gain experience or to become more knowledgeable or to get to know office better. We can train AI to be highly knowledgeable, highly experienced, and highly customized to dental practice in a few hours. And that's really problem solving. Again, it goes back to where we started with you, that number one problem for medical, healthcare, dental is a shortage of qualified people and really shortage of time and energy on our team to handle all patient inquiries quickly. And AI can do that.
Okay, I like that. So then any final pieces of advice that you'd like to give to our listener, Kathryn, regarding this topic?
Yeah, start using AI because AI is here to stay. And again, we cannot be afraid about AI taking our jobs away. But what will happen by 2025, we have billions of AI jobs coming up on a globally. And really, AI is not going to take our jobs away. But people that understand AI and use AI will be way more in a better place and more prepared for AI-driven worlds than if people don't use an AI. So the sooner we implement it, the sooner we start using it, the more we are prepared to just move along with all the AI developments and to be considered as a modern, cutting-edge technology office.
Nice. Okay, awesome, Kathryn. Thank you so much for being with us. It's been a pleasure. But before we say goodbye, can you tell our listeners where they can find you?
They can find me on Intelligent Care Alliance. That's really my agency that helps dental offices, but also has its own dental offices. So it's Intelligent Care Alliance. Follow me on socials or email me at intelligentcarealliance@gmail.com.
Awesome. So that's going to be in the show notes below. Kathryn, thank you so much for being with us. It's been a pleasure, and we'll hear from you soon.
Thank you.